The idea and traditions of the militia can be traced back to England, 1181 AD, under King Henry. The basic structure of what we follow today harkens back to 1581, when every male from age 7 to 60 years was required to be armed, trained, and a functional part of the colony defense forces. The first muster of full militia regiments on American soil took place in 1636 in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. On December 15, 1791, the Second Amendment was adopted as part of the Bill of Rights. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Alexander Hamilton, writing in the Federalist Papers, called a well-regulated militia the most natural defense of a free country. In 1903, the latest Militia Act, the Dick Act, transformed all state militia forces into units of the National Guard. Within months of the U.S. entrance into World War I, the entire National Guard force of more than 300,000 guardsmen was mobilized for active duty. Deprived of their National Guard units and concerned about sabotage and espionage attempts on the mainland, governors began to call for the creation of home defense forces, or organized state militias. The Home Defense Act of 1917 permitted the states to raise home defense forces in cases where the National Guard had been federalized. By December 1917, 8 months after the U.S. entered the war, 42 states had formed home guards or state defense forces, with a total force strength of approximately 100,000 men. After World War I, most state defense force units were disbanded, but they were revived again during World War II, growing to 150,000 members in 46 states and Puerto Rico. In 1973, President Richard Nixon abolished the draft. The Gates Commission concluded that the best alternative to conscription would be an all-volunteer force. However, creating and maintaining this all-volunteer force would rely heavily on the total force concept, which called for complete integration of all active and reserve components. This realization led many states to revive their state defense forces in the 1980s. Ultimately, in 1983, Congress amended the National Defense Act to authorize all states to maintain permanent state defense forces.